All right, this is going to be a relatively quick forecast. First, I'm going to talk about the timeline, and just note that this timeline is only for Oklahoma City. I did not do a timeline for the rest of the state. So, first off, from noon to 7 p.m. on Friday, we're talking about freezing, drizzle, and light snow. This may or may not happen. It may be off and on, and it'll be relatively quick whenever it does happen, or it'll just stay and be continuous. From 7 to 9 p.m. tomorrow on Friday, we're talking about heavy sleet and a snow mixture. This wave will last till about 8 a.m. or so on Saturday. Could be a little bit later. It could last till about 11 or noon. And we don't know if there will be heavy off and on periods throughout Saturday, but there might. So just don't let your guard down throughout Saturday. Just know that wave one will be ending Saturday morning or early afternoon time period. All right, wave two, we're talking about light sleet and snow early Saturday night. The heaviest snow will start moving in between 11 p.m. and it'll stay till about 3 a.m. Sunday. This could be a pretty heavy sheet of snow, and I expect this system to move out at about 10 a.m. Sunday, give or take a few hours. But once it moves out, it is done. No more winter precipitation this weekend. So anything above this black line that I drew right there, it's going to be about 0.01 inch of freezing rain. And this total could be a little more for some areas, but widespread, I wouldn't really worry too much about freezing rain above this line. Now below this line, we're talking bigger totals. Totals could go from barely anything to a lot in a matter of miles. So this is a very dangerous area to watch out for as we move into this weekend. I'm set in stone on the fact that we're going to get a lot of sleet compared to freezing rain. So that's why I put this line so low in Oklahoma. Here's my weird looking snow map. The top black part, has about 6 to 9 inches of snow, and then that whole bottom wave right there, we could see about 3 to 7 inches. Some areas to the west could see less than 3 inches, but I'm not too worried about those counties getting definite 3 inches of snow. And this concludes my total forecast. If you want to tune in for the rest of the video, I am going to go over the models and how I got to these conclusions. So first we're going to look at the RDPS model. And as you can see, snowfall totals for Norman is at 15 inches. And this, in my opinion, is the most accurate model. I am not putting Norman in the 15-inch zone on the map I just showed you, and that's because we're doing a model combination here. We're not just going off of what I think will work the best. And the NAM has Norman only getting 5 inches after both waves, while the top of the state gets heavy snow. And I don't think the NAM is going to be correct, but that is a reason why I had to shift my snow totals a little bit north out of Norman. And if you look at the HER, which is an advanced physics model, it has Norman getting roughly 6 inches of snow. I mean, look at this snow line right here. This is night and day difference between 12 inches and 4 inches. Like a 30-minute drive at most. This just shows that sleet, all this sleet that is supposed to fall, is taking up a lot of the moisture in the atmosphere, so that less snow is going to be totaling up in some areas. And is this completely accurate? Is Norman only going to get this much snow? I don't know. That's what I put on my chart. I'm not going for a crazy amount if we do get the sleet that we're forecasted to get. But as you can see, another model here is showing 15 inches. And this is 3 heavy-duty models in a row that have areas around the metro. This one is further up. It's north of Stillwater. But it is still showing a 14-inch storm in Oklahoma. If we look at the GFS here, now this one and the Euro are going to be a little bit wild. So this is the whole state. This is Norman getting 12 inches, OKC getting 10 inches, and the whole bottom southeast part of the state just absolutely obliterated by snow, especially on this eastern coast with Arkansas. But how does this happen if all the other models are predicting a lot of sleet? It just doesn't. That's why the GFS I'm not really relying on here in my forecast. The Euro has a lot of ice, which is why this line is right here. This is a very good representation of there being ice. And I like this line being here because it's also in all the other models. It's just different. It's either more north, it's more south, or it's more at an angle. But the GFS doesn't have this line right here, and that's why I'm not relying on it whatsoever. But as you can see here, another 14-inch spot in the metro. What we know is that there's going to be some heavy bands of snow. There's going to be some areas that get a lot of snow compared to other areas. Night and day difference, just cities over. So don't count anything out with just the model and just the graph that I gave you. Don't count anything out. Still expect a good amount of snow. Or don't get your hopes up whenever there isn't too much snow. But as you can tell, all these models are really in agreement that we're going to get a good amount of snow. I'm pretty confident on my timeline, so I'm not going to go over that. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing different models and what I got from it.